स्ट्रक्चर 3.1 इंट्रोडक्शन एक्सपेक्टेड लर्निंग आउटकम्स 3.2 फिजिकल एंड स्ट्रक्चरल डिविजन्स हिमालयन माउंटेन सिस्टम इंडो-गैंजेटिक प्लेन्स पेनिनसुलर प्लेटो इंडियन डेजर्ट कोस्टल रीजन्स 3.3 स्ट्रैटिग्राफी ऑफ इंडिया प्री-कैम्ब्रियन स्ट्रैटिग्राफी पैलियोजोइक स्ट्रैटिग्राफी मेसोजोइक स्ट्रैटिग्राफी सेनोजोइक स्ट्रैटिग्राफी 3.4 एक्टिविटी 3.5 समरी 3.6 टर्मिनल क्वेश्चंस 3.7 रेफरेंसेस 3.8 फर्दर सजेस्टेड रीडिंग्स 3.9 आंसर्स 3.1 इंट्रोडक्शन In previous units 1 to 2, you have learnt about the general principles of stratigraphy and the stratigraphic classifications. You have also learnt that stratigraphic principles and classifications are primarily used to establish the regional stratigraphy of any area or country that helps to know the geological history of that particular region. The work on the Indian rock sequences, which has been carried out by various workers, resulted in the establishment of regional stratigraphy of India. It includes the rock sequences ranging from Precambrian to recent occurring in all parts of country. For the study of different stratigraphic units of India, references are usually made according to the physical and structural divisions of India, such as the peninsular region, Himalaya and Indo. 52. Block 1 Fundamentals of Stratigraphy. Gangetic plains. Therefore, it is necessary to introduce you to the physical and structural setting of India so that you would be able to understand where the different kinds of stratigraphic units occur. In this unit, we will introduce you to the fundamental physical and structural divisions of India. We will also discuss the regional stratigraphy of India that has been developed as a result of stratigraphic studies undertaken on the rock sequences of this country by various geologists from time to time. Expected learning outcomes. After studying this unit, you should be able to discuss the physical and structural setting of India. Describe major stratigraphic units of India. Find coeval rocks of Archean and Proterozoic ages in peninsular as well as Himalayan regions and explain the distribution of marine Phanerozoic rocks in Himalaya and coastal regions. 3.2 Physical and structural divisions. India is a vast country. Its three sides are bounded by the seawaters, and the young Himalayan mountains system separates it from Asia on its fourth northern side. As a result, it becomes an independent entity, which is broadly known as the Indian subcontinent. India shows a huge diversity in physical and structural features as its land comprises various natural features like snow-clad folded mountains in the north, plateaus in the south, and plains in between them. It may be noted that all these features have evolved over a very long geological time. For example, the Himalayan mountain system started to develop around 50 से 35 million years before present, when the Indian plate started subducting beneath the Asia. Therefore, it is pertinent to consider that the distribution of the rocks of various ages reflect the geographic setting of different regions. Physically, India can be divided into three broad divisions. 3.1 as listed below. Himalayan mountain system, Indo-Gangetic plains and peninsular plateau. These three divisions are well marked, geologically very significant as they correspond to the three main structural or tectonic divisions of India. These divisions from south to north constitute the peninsular India, Indo-Gangetic plains and Himalayan mountain system. The last two are popularly referred to as extrapeninsular region. India exposes rocks of many ages ranging from Archean to Cenozoic in all these divisions. However, the stratigraphy of these regions is quite different. For example, the peninsular plateau comprises mostly older rocks of Precambrian, Archean and Proterozoic age, whereas the Himalayan region bears mostly younger rocks, Phanerozoic, that are 53. Unit 3 Physiography of India. Structurally deformed. However, a large part of the Indo-Gangetic plains is covered by recent Holocene alluvium. India is characterized by a great diversity in its physical features and physiographically divided into following divisions. Fig. 3.1 Udas Smiley Himalayan mountain system, Indo-Gangetic plains, peninsular plateau, Indian desert and coastal regions. Fig. 3.1 मैप शोइंग फिजियोग्राफिक डिविजन्स ऑफ इंडिया। 54 ब्लॉक 1 फंडामेंटल्स ऑफ स्ट्रैटिग्राफी। 3 फरवरी 2001 हिमालयन माउंटेन सिस्टम। द हिमालयन रेंज इज वन ऑफ द लॉन्गेस्ट सिस्टम्स ऑफ माउंटेन चेन्स इन द वर्ल्ड। It extends for over 2,500 kilometers from Pamir in the west to Mishmi Hills in the east. Fig. 3.1 It bears some of the loftiest mountain peaks, including the world's highest peak, namely the Mount Everest, height 8,848 meters. It is an arcuate range with convexity to the south and its width ranges from 150 to 400 kilometers. There are two major nebands in the range, one to the west around Nanga Parbat and the other to the east at Namcha Barwa, and these are commonly referred to as syntaxial bands. The northern margin of the Himalaya is marked by a lineament known as Indus-Sanpo Suture Zone, Fig. 3.2 While the bulk of the Himalayan range is in India, it also extends into Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan and Tibet. Himalaya comprise a chain of parallel mountain ranges. Topographically, Himalaya can be linearly divided into 5 parallel ranges from north to south, which are separated by deep valleys and plateaus. Fig. 3.2 These ranges are described below. Trans-Himalaya. It consists of southern region of Aean Plate and northernmost part of the India Plate. It is located north of the Tudis Himalaya and mainly developed in the northern Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir, and the northernmost Pakistan. Its height ranges from 3,000 to 6,000 meters and consists of Kohistan, Shyok, Karakoram regions. The Trans-Himalaya is also known as the Tibet Himalaya because its major portion occurs in Tibet. To Tudis Himalaya, it is the northernmost region extending partly into Tibetan Plateau. It is given the popular geological name Tudis Domain or Tethya Himalayan Zone for want of any other suitable topographic nomenclature. It consists of a plateau region over 3,000 meters in height sloping gently northwards. Stratigraphically, it is composed of sedimentary rocks of almost all ages. The contact of the Tethya and Greater Himalaya is termed as Tethya Thrust. 3. Greater Himalaya. It lies to the south of the Tudis Himalaya and is the highest part of Himalaya. The Greater Himalaya is also given the Sanskrit name Himadri. It bears some of the highest mountain peaks, ranging from 6,000 to 8,000 meters, including the Mount Everest. This part is almost perpetually snow-covered and constitutes the watershed for all Himalayan rivers, except Indus, Sutlej and Brahmaputra, which cut across this region. The Zanskar, Ladakh and Karakoram are the main mountain ranges. Greater Himalaya is made up mainly of deformed, crystalline, metamorphic rocks. The main central thrust demarcates the boundary between the Greater and Lesser Himalaya. 4. Lesser Himalaya. It lies to the south of the Greater Himalaya. Its height ranges from 1,000 to 2,500 meters. The Pir Panjal, Dhauladhar, Nag Tibba and Mahabharat are common high ranges of the Lesser Himalaya. The terrain is characterized by a complex structure consisting of superimposed thrust sheets and composed mainly of Precambrian metamorphic rocks. However, sedimentary and igneous rocks of other ages are also present. The main boundary thrust demarcates the boundary between the Lesser and Outer Himalaya. 55 Unit 3 Physiography of India. V. Outer Himalaya. The southernmost part of the Himalaya is called Outer Himalaya or Subhimalaya. It comprises low hills less than 1,000 meters in height that merge finally with the Indo-Gangetic plains. Shivalik is one of the predominant ranges of this part of the Himalaya. It is composed mainly of sedimentary rocks of Cenozoic age. The boundary between the Outer Himalaya and Indo-Gangetic plains is marked by the Himalayan frontal fault. From west to east, the different sectors of the Himalaya are named as Kashmir Himalaya, Himachal Himalaya, Kumaon Garhwal Himalaya, Nepal Himalaya, Bhutan Himalaya, Assam and Arunachal Himalaya. Fig. 3.2 Map showing major ranges of Himalaya. Source simplified after Kumar, 1988. 3 फरवरी 2002 Indo-Gangetic Plains. The major part of northern and eastern India lies to the south of the Himalayan arc and comprises the Indo-Gangetic Plains. Fig. 3.1 The plain comprises the sediments that are brought down and deposited by the three Himalayan river systems, namely the Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra, along with their tributaries during the recent Holocene times. The plains cover the states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Jharkhand, Bihar, West Bengal, Assam and parts of Rajasthan. They extend from east to west, through which the rivers of the Indus and Ganga, also known as Ganges, systems flow. The rivers of Indus system flow towards the southwest into the Arabian Sea, while the rivers of Ganga system flow towards the southeast into the Bay of Bengal. These two river systems are separated by the Aravalli mountain chain, which cuts across the plain in a north-northeast, south-southwest direction. The Aravalli mountain chain extends from Gujarat through Rajasthan up to Delhi. The highest point is in the Mount Abu called Guru Shikhar, which is 1722 meters high. However, the main range comprises low hills that project out from the 56 Block 1 Fundamentals of Stratigraphy. Desert sand. Aravalli mountain chain acts as a water divide between the Indus and Ganga river systems. The Indo-Gangetic plains are a flat country comprising mainly the alluvial sediments, which are not more than 2000 meters deep. It is the most fertile region of the country. It is bounded to the south by the Vindhya mountain chain and to the southeast by the Satpura mountains, which separate it from the peninsular part of India. 3 फरवरी 2003 Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau is more or less a triangular area enclosed within the low mountain ranges. Fig. 3.1 To the north, it is bounded by the Vindhya Hills and to the northeast by the Satpura chain. The Vindhya Hills comprise low mountains and plateaus that extend from Gujarat in the west to Bihar in the east. The average elevation is between 500 and 600 meters, though some peaks are as high as 900 meters. The Satpura range is a short chain but higher than the Vindhya chain, with some of its peaks are higher than 1000 meters, for example Pachmadhi around 1335 meters. The Western Ghats, also known as Sahyadri chain in early Indian literature, and Eastern Ghats are the major mountain ranges in peninsular region of India. Western Ghats, these are a continuous chain of hills extending from South Gujarat to Kerala. Fig. 3.1 They constitute low hills of an average height of less than 1000 meters, though the highest peak called Anamudi is 2693 meters high. The height of the Western Ghats increases from north to south. Western Ghats constitute the watershed for most peninsular rivers, notably the Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri, which flow in the easterly direction into the Bay of Bengal. Eastern Ghats, these comprise a chain of detached hills extending from Odisha to Tamil Nadu. Fig. 3.1 They constitute low hills with a maximum elevation of about 1500 meters at Mahendragiri in Odisha. Eastern Ghats are also known as Purvadri. They join the Western Ghats at the Nilgiri Hills. Structurally, the peninsular plateau forms the India Shield. A shield is basically a large tectonically stable area made up of crystalline igneous and metamorphic rocks of Precambrian age. The Indian Shield, consisting of extensive exposures of Precambrian rocks, is a mosaic of 5 Archean blocks. These blocks are largely made up of granite, igneous, as well as gneiss and migmatites, metamorphic rocks. It is important to note that these Archean blocks had achieved tectonic stability for a long geological time and remained unaffected by mountain building movements since the close of Precambrian. Hence, these blocks are known as cratons and constitute the continental crust. The main cratons of the Indian Shield are the Dharwar, Bastar, Singhbhum, Bundelkhand and Aravalli, located in southern, central, eastern, northern and western peninsular India, respectively. Fig. 3.3 The east-west trending Sonarmada. Tapti Sonata lineament separates the Aravalli craton from the Bastar and Singhbhum cratons. Fig. 3.3 The Aravalli craton lies north of Sonata lineament, whereas the Bastar, Singhbhum and Dharwar cratons lie to its south. All these cratons are of Archean age. 57. Unit 3 Physiography of India. Dharwar craton is located in Karnataka and parts of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. It comprises granite-igneous greenstone that has suffered orogeny at different points of time at 3400, 3000 and 2600 से 2800 years ago. Bastar Craton is located in central India in the state of Chhattisgarh. It consists primarily of gneiss and secondarily of basic and ultrabasic rocks. It shows orogenic dates of 3500, 3000 and 2500 से 2600 years ago. Singhbhum Craton lies in the state of Jharkhand and comprises granites and gneiss associated with banded iron ore. It shows orogenic dates of 3500 and 3000 से 3300 years ago. It is also associated with basic lava flows. Bundelkhand Craton is the northernmost craton of the Indian Shield. It is located in Madhya Pradesh and parts of Uttar Pradesh. It is partly concealed under the Indo-Gangetic alluvium. It comprises mainly granitic rocks with subordinate gneiss. The orogenic dates range between 3500 and 2500 years ago. Aravali Craton is separated from the Bundelkhand Craton by the Vindhya Basin. It has suffered several phases of orogeny, which have a wide range of dates from 3300 years ago to as low as 1700 years ago, the last one placing this phase of orogeny, I, Delhi orogeny, in Proterozoic. Interestingly, these Archean cratons are separated from one another by the mobile or fold belts that were developed during Proterozoic times, Fig. 3.3. The boundaries of the mobile or fold belts are demarcated by shear or fault zones. A shear zone is a planar rock area that is under higher strain than the adjoining rocks. It ranges from a few cms to several kilometers in width. It behaves like a fault system except that the fault plane cannot be seen anywhere. Shear zones constitute important discontinuities in the rock groups. The mobile belts consist of metamorphosed Proterozoic rocks, in which gneiss, amphibolites and migmatites are dominant rock types. The main mobile belts are the Eastern Ghat Mobile Belt, Pandyan Mobile Belt, Satpura Mobile Belt, Aravali Mobile Belt and Chhotnagpur Singhbhum Mobile Belt. The Eastern Ghat Mobile Belt borders the Dharwar and Bastar Cratons to the east and the Singhbhum Craton to the south. The Mahandi Rift separates the Singhbhum Craton from the Bastar Craton. Godavari Rift separates the Bastar Craton from the Dharwar Craton. The Chitradurga Shear Zone separates the West Dharwar Craton from East Dharwar Craton. 2. The Pandyan Mobile Belt lies to the south of the Dharwar Craton and the Eastern Ghat Mobile Belt. A system of shear zones consisting of the Moyar Bhavani Shear Zone and Palghat Kaveri Shear Zones separate the southern boundary of the Dharwar Craton from the Pandyan Mobile Belt. The Moyar Bhavani Shear Zone is located in the south of the Dharwar Craton and the Palghat Kaveri Shear Zone is found in the north of the Pandyan Mobile Belt. The Pandyan Mobile Belt is also termed as Southern Granulite Terrain. 3. The Satpura Mobile Belt lies to the north of the Bastar and Singhbhum Cratons separating them from the Bundelkhand Craton. 58. Block 1 Fundamentals of Stratigraphy. 4. The Aravali Mobile Belt lies to the west of the Bundelkhand Craton and separates it from the Aravali Craton. The Chhotnagpur Singhbhum Mobile Belt forms the northern boundary of the Singhbhum Craton. The Chotanagpur Granite Igneous Complex is located to north of the Chhotnagpur Singhbhum Mobile Belt. Fig. 3.3 Map of Peninsular India showing major cratons and mobile belts. Source simplified after Vaidyanathan and Ramakrishnan, 2008, Sharma, 2009. 3 फरवरी 2004 Indian Desert. Next, to the Indo-Gangetic Plains, the Thar Desert occupies a substantial area on the northwestern margin of peninsular India. It lies to the west of the Aravali mountain chain, Fig. 3.1. It is believed that during the Mesozoic era, it was under the sea. But the onset of Pleistocene epoch, 2.6 Ambaya to 11,700 years ago, marked major climatic change from humid to arid condition. This continued for quite some time with occasional wetter periods. This was one of the reasons for the desertification of this region. The desert sand occupies a substantial area of western Rajasthan. The sand dunes of Aeolian, wind, origin constitute the main topography of the region. The desert region also extends into parts of Pakistan. Below the desert sand there are sedimentary rocks of Mesozoic and Cenozoic age. 59 यूनिट 3 फिजियोग्राफी ऑफ इंडिया 3 फरवरी 2005 कोस्टल रीजन्स India has a long coastline of over 5,700 km. The coastal regions constitute mostly the areas beyond the western and eastern Ghats. In addition, they also include Saurashtra coast of Gujarat and Bengal coastline. They can be divided into two coastal regions. They are Western Coastal Region. It lies along the Arabian Sea and extends from the Rann of Kutch in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. Fig. 3.1 The Rann of Kutch is a depressed area that gets submerged undersea during the high tide. It becomes an estuary during the monsoon period but remains exposed in winter months. Though Eastern Coastal Region, it lies along the Bay of Bengal and extends from Ganga Delta in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. Fig. 3.1 This coastline is broader than the western coastline. It is a region of low-lying area where sediments derived from the Ghats are deposited. Accordingly, it bears some depositional landforms of varying thicknesses like deltas of the Mahanadi, Krishna and Kaveri rivers. The eastern coast is somewhat different from the western coastal region because all the rivers from the western Ghats flow to the east into the Bay of Bengal. As a result, the eastern coastal region comprises mainly deltas and other depositional landforms. There are also a few lagoons in between the deltaic regions. While sometimes erosional landforms can be seen, they are usually few and mostly restricted to Andhra Pradesh coastline. It may be noted that the coastal regions of eastern Odisha and Bengal are full of lagoons and lakes in addition to a major deltaic region of the Gangetic river system. There are no erosional landforms. Moreover, the Sundarban estuary is located in this region that gets submerged like the Rann of Kutch during the monsoon season. Learners, you have learnt the physical and structural divisions of India. Before discussing about the stratigraphy of India, spend few minutes to perform an exercise to check your progress. Sak 1. Up name the 5 linear divisions of the Himalaya. B. There are 2 major knee bends in the Himalayan range, one to the west around Nanga Parbat and the other to the east at Namche Barwa, and these are referred to as C. The Indus and Ganga river systems are separated by D. Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri flow from E. Name 2 estuaries of the Indian coastal region. 3.3 Stratigraphy of India. The stratigraphic record of India is extensive, covering the entire span of the geological timescale, ranging from Precambrian to recent Holocene. Among the 5 physiographic divisions of India, the 3, namely Peninsular Plateau. 60. Block 1 Fundamentals of Stratigraphy. Extrapeninsular, Himalaya, region and Indo-Gangetic plains cover most of the areas of the country and hence the stratigraphic successions. It is convenient to divide the stratigraphy of India into 4 different parts that correspond to the 4 basic divisions of the geological timescale as given below. Precambrian stratigraphy, Paleozoic stratigraphy, Mesozoic stratigraphy and Cenozoic stratigraphy. 3 मार्च 2001 Precambrian stratigraphy.